everyone, PJ here. I will be narrating my own stories of fiction. These stories are from my blog. If you want to check it out, just go to wordpress.com and search PJ Stories. Now, without further ado, here's my story, The Girl on the Swing Set. When I was little, I had a best friend. Her name was Emma. She was no more than 10 years old at the time. She had blue eyes with long blonde hair and often wore a sundress. She would play at the park every day. When she was at the playground, she'd go up and down the slide or climb the monkey bars. But the most thing she would do there was play on the swing set. She loved those swings. I would sometimes walk by the park to see her swinging. When she saw me, she'd make a huge jump off her swing and run over to me asking me to join her. I'd always say yes. She was my best friend after all. We'd swing and play all day together. We often would chase each other around the park. Sometimes the ice cream truck would stop by the park and we'd go get some ice cream, only to come back and eat our ice cream at the swing set. But one day I'll never forget. We were swinging together as usual, but Emma went up so high, and she fell back and cracked her head. I was so worried. I called 911, but by the time they got here, it was too late. She was already gone. I couldn't believe it. A week later, Emma was given a proper funeral. I was there as they were dropping the casket into the hole. I was devastated. Her parents grieved for a while, but later moved on. A month had passed till everyone had forgotten about Emma. Everyone except me. And how could I? She was my best friend after all. But it wasn't long after her death that strange things started happening in this park. Kids would get tripped while walking through the park, and if anyone was caught sitting on one of the swings, they would get pushed off, only to turn around and find nobody was there. Some of the kids who lived around the area says Emma hasn't yet passed on and trying to seek revenge. Others say she doesn't know she's dead and continues with her everyday life. Like her spirit haunts the playground. I thought they were making stuff up, until I was sitting on the swings one day. I was sitting there and thinking of all the fun times we used to have together, when all of a sudden I heard a child's laughter, like a little girl's, and she sounded happy. I looked around, and when I did, I saw Emma, behind a tree. She was peeking over at me. She smiled and said to me, "Sarah, come and play with me." Then she ran off. It seemed like she wanted me to chase her. So I did. Of course I did. I was so happy to see her again. I don't know how long I was chasing after her, but we were way out of the park. Once I came to an old-looking house. I lost sight of her. I thought maybe she went inside that house, though it looked run down and old. I walked up the steps and slowly opened the old wooden door. It made a squeaking noise when I opened it. Once inside, I called out, "Emma?" Waited a second, but no answer. As I walked in a little deeper, I heard laughing again. I knew she was in here. The laughing came from upstairs. As I made my way up those stairs, they squeaked with every step I took. But finally I made it. There was now a hall. No doors up there, except for one. It was at the end of the hall. It was a dark hallway, but the door was the door was opened a crack, with light coming out of the room. I gathered up my courage and walked slowly across the squeaking floorboards. As I was getting closer, I began running. I got to the door, grabbed the handle, and swung the door wide open. It was bright. It was really bright in there. But before I could react, I looked over my shoulder and was pushed into the bright room. Once I was in, everything cleared up. I was standing in a playground. Not the one back home, but a different one, with sand surrounded by tall grass. In the playground next to a tall tree was a swing set. It looked brand new. I didn't know what else to do, so I sat in one of the swings. Sitting on the swing next to me was Emma. She faced me and smiled. "So glad you could make it," she said to me with a grin. "Where are we?" I asked. She smiled once more and answered, "Oh, this place? It's heaven. Here we can play forever and ever." I guess Emma didn't want to be alone. Thank you for listening. I will be posting stories like this daily. And if you liked my narration, subscribe to my channel. You can even check out my gaming videos or my drawing videos. Oh, and it wouldn't hurt to leave a like. See you soon!